Hello, I'm Kads, and welcome to today's video. So we are going to be pulling some shards, but it is a special circumstance because normally outside of a fusion, I usually only participate in 2x summoning events. But considering the opportunity to get Tormin the Colt from the Yuletide Titan Event, as we talked about in my last video, we are going to be participating in this specific summon rush here in order to get the 300 snow points being offered. So as we previously discussed, the milestone here that we have to get to is 4100, which in my case is going to be a total of 34 void shards. But in addition to that, we do also get to walk away with an immortal soulstone. I mean, unblock it there. So immortal soulstone, as well as 6-star chaos, or some eternal soul coins and some immortal soul coins. So I'm happy to get all 4 of those things. I guess energy and gems as well, always good. So while that is our primary motivation, there's also the bonus, I guess we can call it, of the progressive chance event here, specifically on void shards, where we have an opportunity to get Warlord or Sophirion at least the base rate of 15x. Don't really care about the epic, but you do have to pick one in order for it to count. Now you may be wondering why on earth I've picked Sophirion over Warlord, because obviously Warlord is one of the best PvP champions in the game, with the max turn lockout as well as the chance to deplete turn meter. But Sophirion is a relatively lesser known but still very powerful PvE champion, namely in Hydra, Spider, and Nether Spider, at least the places where I could potentially use him. And as I've stated many times on the channel, I am a much bigger fan of PvE content than I am of PvP content. So I guess you could say that my heart is more on the side of Sophirion and my brain is more on the side of Warlord. And where the greed remark comes in is that after talking it out with some of my clanmates, I came to the conclusion that I would probably rather cling to the optimistic hope of pulling a Yumiko one day who can do the job of a Warlord, but also do the job of a Kaimar, meaning that she has PvP and PvE applications. Warlord for me would be exclusively PvE or PvP. And so I'd rather have Yumiko over Warlord and thus Sophirion over Warlord as well, because I'd like to have my cake and eat it too. So while we're here, let's go ahead and take a look at the overall shard count on the account. We have 536 on the Ancients, 271 on the Voids, which is where we will be dipping into today, 17 on the Primals, and then 49 on the Sacred Shards. As far as proximity to Mercy, I'll go ahead and throw up the Mercy tracker on the screen now. You can see here that we are 72 away from entering Mercy, which is where the strategy of this comes into line a little bit. So best case, we happen to proc and get a legendary early, and it happens to be Sophirion, or I guess someone else, technically speaking. That could be the case, because we do only have a 1 in 5 chance, 15x, to get Sophirion if we get a legendary at all. But worst case, we build up Mercy, or we get closer to Mercy, and then I'm more positioned in the future for, let's say, a Yumiko progressive chance events or something like that. So as far as my wish list is concerned, I've basically already mentioned the 2. Sophirion, of course, he's the boosted rates here, and then Yumiko being the other one. As far as epics are concerned, void epics, I wouldn't mind getting Weregrin just to help with the Lady Mikage fusion, or just one of the last void rare that I needed for that, either or. And then Skrank would be pretty cool to have HP burner in the Ogre and Tribes. So without further ado, let's get to the shard pulls. We've got the space, we've got the cash, and hopefully we get some pretty decent luck. Once again, we are going to be pulling 34 voids, so let's kick it off with the 4 singles. So for any math whizzes out there, of course, 34 is slightly less than we need to get to 4100. But since there is a champion training event, I do plan to finish the rest out into mystery shards because we are going to be doing some champion training. Procton Epic pretty early on the second one here. Frenzy the Cackler, who I think has 3 times at random HP burn. And then can she activate it or just to provoke? Is it activating on the A1? Yeah, so 3 times at random, which I guess can be good. And then activation on the A1. I don't think she's amazing, but it's like she's no ninja, that's for sure. Not even ninja light. Just because you have to maybe on an ally attack team or something. I don't know. I think she's okay, but I don't think she is amazing. So 2 more singles and then we can switch over to the 10 pops. I honestly should have looked up the rare that I need, but I can check afterward to see if we end up getting that last one for the Lady Mikage fusion. So not much to mention there on those specific rares. And now let's switch over to the 10 pops. First one, here we go. Let's see if we can get it. That was a lot of lag, which means that we are gonna get an epic at least. We're gonna get an epic at least. A little bit of a spoiler there with the tag. And yeah, this is not a 2x or anything, so expect to see a lot of rares. And the only chance of getting the legendary is very small, but nonetheless, it is still a chance. Cardinal, I already have her, but obviously very well known for her ability to be in Stone Skin and revive the entire team and boost their turn meters to max. And let's see, 10 pop number 2, bunch O rares. And I guess we kind of know, because it's progressive chance events, that if the little pop-up pops up for legendaries, increasing the odds to 20x, then that does mean that we in fact procced a legendary. So it doing nothing means that we didn't get one, and we're already at the maximum chance for the epic. So if we do get another epic, it's pretty likely that it's going to be what's-his-face, Ethelyn the Golden. But yeah, looks like we did not get lucky today. And when that is okay, that's fine, because we are building up Mercy, or continuing to build up Mercy for some future event where we might be able to pull something better, Yumiko, for example. So not that it matters too much for me, but we did end up getting Ethelyn the Golden, so the 25x did proc as far as the epic is concerned. So I do have him on my account. He is new. I guess that's the one saving grace. I guess we can do this live. Did we get the last rare for the fusion? Yes, Amarantine, how do you say this? I forget how to say his name. But the skeleton. So we do effectively have Weregrin now. And I'm probably going to do this during like the next applicable champion chase during a fusion or something, just to get the 350 points for fusing a void champion. So that is nice. So I guess we walk away with 2 out of the 3 goals for this session. So no dice on the legendary, of course, but like we said, that is okay, because we are still building up Mercy towards potentially a Yumiko, let's say progressive chance events. Or more likely is this, we're going to hit Mercy when there's a good 2x voids to participate in. Although given the position that I'm in, I might be more inclined to skip whenever the next 2x void is, even if it's part of a fusion. Champ chase can be done via summoning champions from fragments, and so I might opt more to do that just to preserve proximity to Mercy and wait for a good Yumiko 10x or 15x. So let's check my math real quick here in the summon rush, and like I mentioned, we should be slightly under 4100 because of 34 not being exactly enough to get all the way out there and confirmed, and so we can most certainly do the rest of the remainder here, 14 with mystery shards over the course of today, with the champion training event having started. So yeah, we're going to keep this one pretty short and sweet, and the primary objective has been achieved as far as making progress, huge progress to be fair, in the Yuletide Titan event, whilst unfortunately not proccing the legendary this go around. One last thing to mention is that, as some of you may know, making content for Raid is not my full-time job. I do have a full-time job on top of this, and for said job I will be traveling for a little bit, and thus not really able to crank out some videos for you guys, so just keep that in mind if you don't see any posts over the next week or so. But I will try my best to stay connected with you guys relative to current events and or milestones for my account via the community tab with polls and or posts. And on the subject of being out of town, of course I will be out of town for the holiday break between Christmas and New Year's to visit my family, so I won't be making content during that period as well. And the unfortunate side effect of both of those happenings is that it is most certainly going to affect my goal of getting to 1,000 subs by the end of the year. I don't think that's going to be possible without regular uploads, but maybe, just maybe, we can get to 900 by the end of the year and then focus on eking out that last little bit to 1,000 starting next year. So with that in mind, as always, if you did find this video helpful, then be sure to hit that like button down below, and more importantly, if you did enjoy the video, then you can subscribe to the channel for more content like this one in the future, perhaps not the near future, but in the future most certainly. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.